Hello and welcome to this episode of Creating with Howcraft. My name is Denise Yezbak Moore with howcraftcollection.com. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create my summer knotted necklace. The tools and supplies you will need to create this necklace are wire cutters, wax linen cording. They just added this cording onto howcraftcollection.com. I'm super excited about that. You will need a lobster clasp, a 6mm jump ring. We will be using the ceramic aqua large round beads and turquoise reconstituted stone chips. These chips come in a super bundle, so you get a large package of them. A complete list of the jewelry making supplies and beads, along with printable PDF instructions, can be found on howcraftcollection.com. Search Summer Knotted Necklace. We are going to start off by cutting two lengths, 43 inches long, of 4-ply wax linen cording, and we are going to bring those strands together. And we are going to find the center of the strands, and we are just going to form a simple knot in the center of the strands. Now we're going to separate the strands, and we're going to grab one of our little ceramic donuts, and we're placing it right up against that knot. And we are going to pass one cord through the back side, grab the other cord, and we're going to pass that cord through the front, and I'm pulling it nice and tight. And we're going to form an overhand knot. And I'm holding those cords with my fingers, and I'm just moving that knot down. Then I'm going to separate the strands and pull it nice and tight. Now we're grabbing our little ceramic round donut bead. We're taking the front strand and we are passing that through the back. Then we're taking the back strand and we're going to pass that strand to the front, and we're making sure that we're holding it nice and tight with our fingers. Now I'm going to form my overhand knot, and I'm holding those strands down, and we are just moving that knot down, and we're going to separate the strands and pull it nice and tight. So let's flip it over to the other side and separate our strands. We're putting our ceramic aqua large round bead, and we're taking that front strand, we're passing it to the back, and then we're taking the back strand and we're passing that strand to the front, and we're pulling those cords nice and tight, holding them with our finger. We're going to come around and we're going to form an overhand knot. We're just moving that knot down, separating the strands, and pulling it nice and tight. I just grabbed 3 of my turquoise reconstituted stone chip beads, and I'm just going to string 3 of these beads on the strand. And then we're going to move it down. And we're placing this strand on the back side. And we're going to come in and form our overhand knot. I'm holding those chips so they're nice and tight up against the previous knot. We're going to pull that down, separate the strands, and pull it tight. When we go to string our next 3 chip beads, you want to make sure you're using the front strand, not the back strand. String them on the front. So I've just strung 3 more chips, and I'm pushing it down, and that was on that front strand. And we're placing that other strand on the back side. We're going to come in, holding those chips down. We're going to form our overhand knot, and we are just moving that knot down, separating the strands, pulling nice and tight. We are going to repeat this process a total of 11 times. So I am going to pause the video while I finish stringing this side of the beads. So I've just strung 3 beads 11 times and knotted in between each of the 3. And we have completed this side of the necklace. So I'm going to form a little needle, and I'm going to grab our lobster clasp, and I'm just moving that down, and I'm going to form a knot, and I'm holding that lobster clasp, and I'm pulling that nice and tight. I always separate my strands, pull it tight, and I want to go around this clasp one more time. Come back in, pull it nice and tight, separate the strands, and pull it tight. So I just formed one of these little ending dangles. I'm going to show you how to do that now. We separated the strands, and we are going to form an overhand knot. I'm just moving that knot down, kind of eyeballing it to make sure they're equal. Pull that knot down nice and tight. Let's grab one of our little nuggets, move that down, and we are going to form another overhand knot. And I'm just going to move this knot down, push it down nice and tight. Now I'm going to trim off that little end, and I like to frame my ends. You can use your round nose pliers. I'm just using my wire cutters today. And I just went in and frayed those little ends. So let's move over to the other side. Same thing, we're stringing all of our beads on that front strand. So we're just picking up 3 of our turquoise reconstituted stone beads, these little nuggets. And we're just stringing those beads down till they're right up against the knot. We're placing the other strand on the back, and we're holding those beads. We're going to form an overhand knot, and we're just moving that knot down till it butts up against the chips. And we're pulling that strand tight. I just strung 3 more nuggets down, placing the cording on the back side of the bead, holding the beads with my fingers. I'm going to form another overhand knot, and I'm just moving that knot down, separating the strands, pulling it tight. We're going to repeat this process once again 11 times. I'm going to pause the video while I complete this side. I've just completed the other side. So now we're going to bring our strands together, and you're going to use a jump ring or a regular ring. And you're just going to string that jump ring down. And we're going to form an overhand knot. Make sure that little ring, you're holding it with your fingers. And we're just going to move that down and pull it tight. Separate the strands, pull it tight. Let's go one more time around. We're going to come back in, pull it tight. Separate the strands and pull it nice and tight. I just frayed one of the little ends. We'll do that one more time. So we're just forming our overhand knot. We are moving that knot down, coming back over, grabbing a little nugget, little chip bead, stringing that down, forming another overhand knot. We're just moving that knot down, pulling it tight, and we're going to trim that little end, and using my wire cutters, I'm gently doing this. I'm just coming through and fraying those little ends. And there you have it, how to create my summer knotted necklace. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe at Howcraft USA. Follow us on Instagram at Howcraft Collection Beads. Be sure to visit howcraftcollection.com for more inspirational DIY projects and for all your jewelry making needs. New beads are added weekly, and each week howcraftcollection.com features an amazing new sale. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.